Hello, hi. I am live. Let me get into my live on my studio. So, how many of you have watched the opening statements in the Take Care of Maya trial? How many of you watched? Oh boy, what is going on? My video is going on in full screen. I've watched the opening statements. Sorry, I can't do anything about it because it might have a black screen. Okay, sorry. Now I can take care of Maya. Now I can fix it. Okay. So hello, Margot. Hi, Sherry. Hello, K-Rox. How are you doing? Deborah, hi. Linda, hello. Hi, Amanda, love. So, I wonder if Barb Olson, she's probably watching it, and I don't think Scooter is watching it. 1 second. Okay, so anyway, what this case is about, and there's a Netflix documentary, and if the Netflix documentary is still on Netflix, last night we were watching the second season of the Murdaugh documentary. I only made it through the first episode and halfway through the second one. There's 3 episodes, so I have to rewatch the half of the second and the third. But there is a documentary, Take Care of Maya, on Netflix, and I do want to watch that. So, hi, cute kitty kitty. If that is still playing on Netflix, then I may do a showing of that tonight after this live for members and Patreons. Okay, so that may happen. You just got home from grocery shopping. So if you're not familiar with this case, this is a case of a family of 4. You have a woman that was born in Poland, but she was in the United States, and at one time she was a nurse. I don't believe she was practicing anymore, but she did have that knowledge. And they had 2 children, a girl and a boy, and they moved from Chicago to Florida. And the daughter started to get this terrible pain in her extremities. She would get these, like, I don't know what you want to call them, sores or some lesions. I don't know what they're like. They would be things on her skin, okay? And her feet would turn inward, and like her legs were like atrophying. She had like terrible, terrible pain, it said, and it was a let me see, I'll tell you what it's called. Let me, because it's a nerve thing. She had complex regional pain syndrome, CRPS. And it's a rare, debilitating chronic condition. And when there's flare-ups, they would rush her to the emergency room. And she was like 10 years old, like very young, young kid. And what happened was a doctor put her on infusions of ketamine. Now, ketamine, they were saying in court today that ketamine is known as a S drug, meaning take your life drug, okay? I haven't done a lot of research on ketamine. I've never used ketamine. But it was given to her in very high doses, and this is a very young child, okay? But the family claimed that with this ketamine, she was a different person, okay? That it did amazing things for her, and so when she had a flare-up again, I am just studying this case, so if I make a mistake, I listened to the opening arguments. I've done some research on the case. I am going to watch that documentary tonight. But this is what, from the opening arguments, she was brought back to Johns Hopkins Children's Hospital. And when she was brought in, she was in terrible pain, and the girl herself was requesting for pain relief, okay? And they say that the mother was requesting for pain relief and this ketamine, and whatever it was, one of the doctors there said, okay, this child is on like too much stuff, where you gave her a little bit of something, they were going to admit her and try to get her weaned off some of these drugs because it seemed like way too high the dose, and they were going to find out what happened. And in that time frame, the mother came under suspicion, and that's when everything went crazy, okay? So eventually they don't let the mother see her. They call in CPS, and, the mother's not allowed to see her. The mother was allowed to have some phone calls with her. She could not ask about medication. She couldn't ask how she was doing. The father and the brother were allowed to see her, but never alone. She couldn't even meet with the priest because they said that this family that was like really, really Roman Catholic, like ultra, because of the mother from where she was in Poland and stuff, they would not let her meet with the priest because they took away her Bibles and they took away her rosary because they said that her mother was controlling her with religion. And so they took all of that away. She couldn't meet with the priest. And I think it was 60, let me see, how many days later. So basically, Maya could not come out of the hospital. The couple was fighting, okay, because like there's all this stress going on, and now they're fighting amongst each other. So they're like even in separate rooms and all of this stuff. The whole family is like falling apart with this, okay? They've taken Maya away, essentially. The mother can't see her. And let me see how many days it was. After 87 days, the mother couldn't take it anymore. She went into the garage and she took her own life. They didn't even find her. Her brother found her the next morning. And she said, I can no longer take the pain being away from Maya and being treated like a criminal. I cannot watch my daughter suffer in pain and keep getting worse. And so she wrote this letter, and then they said, okay, now can she come out of the hospital? Her mother's gone. This is who you thought was harming her. So 5 days later, she was released into her dad's custody, and she returns home to their house in Venice, Florida. She struggles with both the pain of her condition and the grief of her mother's death. And her father, Jack, said that her health declined when she was in the hospital due to not receiving the ketamine. So they were basically saying, look, you took her mother away and she got worse. Though now if you listen to the defense, they're saying that, the prosecution is saying that the medical staff was saying, oh, her skin looks great, when on the same day her father's taking pictures of her skin looking horrendous and all this stuff. And they said that they treated her really badly in the hospital, like they thought this was like all in her head. So that she was in the wheelchair, that she really could walk. So they would do things to her like say, okay, you're going for a 42-hour EEG, and they put her in a dark room, and just to see like what she would do. If she would get up and walk around, they would put the commode out of where she would have to walk to it, and she wouldn't walk to it. She would either soil herself or they would have to carry her to it. It's like they were trying to catch her in stuff. Let's see. So the husband said, after losing my wife, I thought my daughter was next. It was a year and a half until she was able to walk again, unassisted. Now today she has full use of her arms and legs, but some nights the pain still causes her to yell, scream out. So the family, this is a lawsuit that they're filing against John Hopkins. And a spokesman for the hospital said they would not comment directly. This is before the trial. But they said, our first responsibility is always to a child brought to us for care, and we are legally obligated to notify the Department of Children and Family Services when we detect signs of possible abuse or neglect. It is DCF that investigates the situation and makes the ultimate decision about what course of action is in the best interest of the child. Okay, so now the Kowalskis will tell their story in a Netflix documentary, Take Care of Maya, and that premiered June 19th, so I imagine it's still on there, and I'm going to watch that, and if you're a member of Patreon and want to watch that as well, you're welcome to watch that after this broadcast. Okay, so I don't know. Let me see if there's anybody that's very familiar with this case, anybody that has seen the documentary yet. Here we go. Hi, Bucky Ann. Hi, Catherine. So has anyone seen You Actually Have It, Heidi Martinez? Do you take ketamine infusions? Hello, Kevin Leonard. Has anyone seen the documentary on this? Because I did watch, like, they had a 90-minute opening for the prosecution, and I listened to watch that while I was walking, and I listened to the defense. Hey, Barb Olson, did you watch this case? Are you following this? Did you see the documentary? I don't know how to feel at this point. Okay, you have to remember that I have not seen the documentary. I've done a little bit of research today, and I've seen the opening statements. I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel. I don't know. I need more information. It's the first you're hearing of it. Okay. What about Barb? Barb's normally watching these trials. Barb, did you watch this today? I haven't watched the documentary, and okay, you watched the trial this morning. What is your take on it? Because I don't know. I mean, the defense said, she was taking like a crazy amount of ketamine. Absolutely not, Heidi. Okay, they said she was taking a crazy amount of ketamine. I don't know. And is she taking it now? Let me see. Hi, Nona May. I watched the opening today, but like you, I need to hear more. Okay. So let me show you. Okay, so this was the mother. Like, I'm confused why whoever this is here videotaping, it's the Dr. Anthony Kirkpatrick. I believe that's the doctor that started her on the ketamine. Like, why is he videotaping this? Like, I don't know. It's weird. Again, I don't have a lot of information yet, but some things are striking me as weird. Let's see. So it was when she was 9 years old in 2015, she began experiencing asthma attacks and headaches. She had lesions on her legs and arms, and her feet began cramping and curling. A lot of doctors were puzzled by the symptoms. And the father said Maya would be crying 24/7. We knew she wasn't faking. Her mother said, Beata said that she was told about complex regional pain syndrome, a rare neurological condition that can cause constant or intermittent pain in the extremities, a burning sensation, and extreme sensitivity to touch. The condition can even make routine procedures like taking a blood pressure reading excruciating. Well, I've had that with the tourniquet with the blood test. Somebody told me that was fibromyalgia. I couldn't even take the tourniquet. Like, I thought I didn't tell them. I just took it, but it was so bad. And sometimes you can literally just go up and touch my arm and it feels like someone's squeezing my arm. My nerves feel like they're out of control, like my sensitivity to touch. I don't know. But somebody told me that they thought I had fibromyalgia because of that. Anyway, the family turned to Dr. Anthony Kirkpatrick, an anesthesiologist and a pharmacologist in Tampa, Florida, who specializes in this. And he is the one that diagnosed Maya with the condition. So he started treating her with infusions of ketamine, but her symptoms were persistent. So, you know what I mean? So it's not working. So then he says, okay, well, then we need a more, drastic treatment, a 5-day ketamine coma in which the nervous system is flooded with a high dose of the drug and is essentially reset. Now, it's an experimental procedure. It's not approved by the FDA. The family needed to travel to Mexico to have it done. Although risky, the father said it was the only hope they had, and the treatment that Maya underwent in November ultimately helped her debilitating symptoms. Now, Maya says she felt amazing. Afterwards, she continued to receive ketamine infusions to control her flare-ups, a disorder that can be managed but not cured, Dr. Kirkpatrick said. But then he told her she should go get a port because she's going to need this. This is what you heard during opening statements, and it just sounded crazy. Plus, she feels amazing. That was in 2015, but in October 2016, that's when she was rushed to the emergency room at Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital in St. Petersburg with crippling stomach pain. And her mother was trained as a registered nurse. She pleaded with doctors to give her a higher dose of ketamine. That's the one treatment they said would be effective for their daughter's pain. And that request raised concerns among the staff, and they called Child Protective Services. Investigative team later accused Beata of child abuse due to Munchausen's by proxy. And that's, of course, a mental disorder where parents try to make up fake symptoms or cause real symptoms in their child to make them ill or injured, etc. And we know that from the Gypsy Rose Lee case, and also that blogger that was putting the salt in her son. It's horrible. Court-ordered psychological evaluation eventually determined that Beata did not have Munchausen's by proxy. But less than a week after Maya checked into Johns Hopkins, she was placed into the state's custody and remained in the hospital away from her family for more than 3 months. One day I was in the ICU and my mom kissed me on the forehead and was like, "I love you, I'll see you tomorrow," and I never saw her again. I was medically kidnapped, Maya said. I tried being hopeful, but there was a point when I thought I'm never getting out of this place. Without any contact with her daughter, Beata was deteriorating. She would stay up and research and hardly eat, and when a judge in a hearing denied her the chance to give her daughter a hug, it destroyed her. So after more than 87 days without her daughter, she took her own life in January of 2017 at the age of 43. "I'm sorry," she wrote in an email, "but I can no longer take the pain of being away from Maya and being treated like a criminal. Cannot watch my daughter suffer in pain and keep getting worse." So it's confusing because I maybe the documentary will fill in some stuff, because there's like a lot of things I don't understand. Like, why would have her daughter come? I don't know, just like really confusing stuff. And this ketamine, like this high dosage, it didn't seem like it was any cure. I mean, it wasn't immediate by any shape that I've seen. And could it just be that it was just resolving with other stuff? They didn't give her the ketamine, and I don't know. It's a very confusing case, and I do have to see the documentary to really maybe try to grasp it a little more, because it's very confusing. Hang on one second. I'm trying to get something and my computer is locking up again. Sorry, I can't get back to the chat. Okay, here we go. Nope, that's not my chat. That's from the trial. Hang on. Okay, doing away with yourself is another way. Yeah, I agree, Catherine. I agree. I blame the mother. A doctor put her on the medication. I want to watch the documentary. Yeah, When she was taken to emergency, sounds like the hospital failed to review her previous illnesses and treatments. Right. Who's blaming the mother, Nona? May? Is that what you think I'm doing? Blaming the mother? No, I don't know what to do. I mean, I don't know what... I mean, I'm not familiar with this case. Like I said, I've watched the opening statements and I've done a little bit of research, but I'm going to watch the documentary. And... some things just... I need to be filled in on. But I think... I don't know, to go to Mexico for that procedure, I don't know, I would be real wary. And it wasn't like this miracle cure. Okay, so if you go to pediatric rheumatology to look at complex regional pain syndrome, it says in many cases, CRPS follows a relatively minor trauma, usually a sprain, a twist, a dislocation, or a soft tissue injury. In some cases, no previous injury was recalled. Fractures are the precipitating event in 5 to 14% of the cases. Stress has an important role in inducing or perpetuating CRPS. Okay, let's see here. Children with CRPS find school more stressful, commonly due to a tendency overachieving or to learning difficulties. And they said that I know hearing today when I was walking around, they said that something happened in school and it like triggered the CRPS. Abnormal neurological findings. There are several neurological mechanisms for CRPS, such as central sensitization and alterations in the central nervous system and small fiber changes. Pain, amplification of the pain. All patients describe constant pain in the affected limb. Even at rest, the pain increases with the movement of the limb. If a patient recalls a precipitating event, the pain is usually disproportionate to it. Okay. Motor disturbances. Different motor disturbances have been described among pediatric CRPS patients, such as weakness, dystonia, tremors, spasms. They found that the most common motor disturbance was dystonia, predominantly characterized by tonic, flexion, posture, followed by tremor. Okay. Physical therapy. So it says exercise and physical therapy are the main treatment cornerstones of all pediatric CRPS patients. However, there is no consensus regarding the duration, intensity, or content of treatment. Gradually increasing aerobic activity is the gold standard therapy for CRPS. Several good outcomes with physical therapy and other mobilization treatments for pediatric CRPS alone and in addition to other therapeutic modalities have been reported. Okay, let's see here. Treatment duration was 6 weeks. Pain and function measures improved significantly. No significant difference was found. Okay, those are two groups. They assigned one to get low frequency physical therapy and high frequency. Okay. Very intense exercise programs have been found helpful for pediatric CRPS. For instance, 103 children with CRPS were treated with an intensive exercise program of up to 6 hours daily without the use of medication or nerve blocks, with a 92% success rate. Among those patients, 49 continued follow-up for more than 2 years and 88% were still symptom-free. Okay. Psychological therapy are a mainstay in the treatment of pediatric CRPS and are recommended as an integral part of the interdisciplinary treatment approach. Patients and their families should undergo psychological assessment in order to understand and properly address possible issues, whether they are individual, social, or academic. There are no current large prospective blinded placebo-controlled studies of the efficacy of cognitive and behavioral strategies for treating CRPS in adults and children. However, the usefulness of psychological treatments has been demonstrated in many studies of pediatric patients with chronic pain. Okay, so I'm not seeing any of the pharmacological treatments. To date, there are no specific pharmacological treatments recommended for pediatric CRPS, and no large-scale clinical trials of any medications are being conducted. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs and paracetamol are common over-the-counter medications, thus they are readily available to patients when chronic pain symptoms first appear. There are reports of the use of NSAIDs or paracetamol as an adjunct to physiotherapy, mostly in addition in order to facilitate the child's participation. Okay, so they're not talking about ketamine. Amitriptyline and phenytoin have been used in cases of pediatric CRPS in addition to physical therapy and sometimes in combination with an anti-epileptic drug, mostly gabapentin. Some patients reported improvement. There are a few cases describing the use of gabapentin for the treatment of pediatric CRPS. Okay, let's see. Invasive treatments. In a recent review of invasive treatments for CRPS in children and adolescents, the more commonly used invasive treatments were single sympathetic blocks followed by epidural catheters and continuous sympathetic blocks. For far less common were reports of spinal cord stimulation and pain-directed surgeries. Most invasive treatments were performed several times in an individual patient, in particular sympathetic blocks, with an average of 2 treatments per patient. Okay. I'm trying to see. I'm not seeing anything about this ketamine. Additional treatments, electrical nerve stimulation, TENS units, prognosis. In general, pediatric CRPS patients have more favorable outcomes compared to adults. Many will have spontaneous resolution after a few months. The multidisciplinary team approach, combing PT and CBT, will lead to remission in most children. However, relapses are common. In a study of the short and long-term outcomes of children with CRPS treated with exercise therapy, of 103 children, 92% improved in 6 to 8 months following an intensive exercise program. 49 children continued follow-up for a mean of 5 years. 88% of them were completely symptom-free, and 31% had a relapse of symptoms during the duration of the follow-up, which resolved with reinstitution of the exercise program. Okay, let's see. Okay, in conclusion, pediatric CRPS is a chronic pain syndrome that differs from the adult version. It is more common among adolescent girls, and the distal lower extremity is most commonly affected. Symptoms include limb pain, swelling and or changes in the skin color of the affected limb, mottled skin, trophic changes of the nails and hair. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so this Dr. Kirkpatrick, he could be a quack, which, trying to see. Ketamine infusion. Now, why did they call ketamine that other thing? Hold on. Let's see what they they say here? Ketamine has been shown to relieve severe depression symptoms in a matter of hours, and low doses of the drug can disrupt the S crisis. Okay. But then it says in another study, ketamine no better than placebo for reducing suicidal ideations. Okay, I don't know. I mean, what's this about? So, I'm going to have to watch the documentary. Let's see what's going on. Okay, hi DeAndy. How are you? The hospital wouldn't let her see her daughter. They were blaming the mother. Oh, I see. Got you. The procedure was available in either Mexico or Germany. Yeah, but that in itself would scare me. I don't know. And it wasn't like a miracle cure. Like, how did they know this intensive physical therapy wouldn't have helped her? Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like she got this and she was dancing. She wasn't. It was real slow. And what is she on now? Do we know? But I just don't get, there's so much stuff that I don't understand or get because, okay. And again, I have to watch the documentary. But let's say they say, okay, well, she shouldn't be on this medication and they're asking for this medication. Then if you weren't doing anything, wouldn't you say, okay, well, this is her doctor and this is what he put her on and this is what's going on with this? And you'd say, like, okay, we're going to get a lawyer, which they did, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. Because if you didn't do anything and you're not, like, I don't understand, like, why would you think you had no hope? Do you know what I mean? Why didn't they go to the media? Why didn't they... And maybe they did. I don't know because I didn't watch this documentary. But why would she feel that was it? That's what I'm not understanding. There's something more there. It doesn't make sense. Don't know what she's on now. Let me see something. Okay. Let me see. All right, let's see. Come on. That's Maya today. Okay, let's see. Because of the ketamine treatment, the medical director of the hospital's child protection team, Dr. Sally Smith, conducted an investigation to see whether the family was abusing Maya. She accused her mother of child abuse and alleged that Beata had Munchausen's by proxy. And the hospital barred Maya's family from visiting her at the hospital for 90 days. But that wasn't true. I believe the brother and son were allowed to go see, according to the prosecution. Many legal battles were pursued by the Kowalskis as Maya was kept away from her family. She was finally returned to her family after her mother took her life. Let's see. So Maya is taking part in Duke University Talent Identification Program for Gifted Children. She still has CRPS, but the court ordered her family to not undergo ketamine treatment anymore. A year after she left the hospital, she took her first steps unassisted. I still have pain, but it's not as severe as it once was, and I'm forever grateful for that. So she did well without the ketamine. Right? I don't know. On her mother's legacy and what she remembers, she said, I remember small things, but not full stories. She was always the type of person to try and make me feel better. She went the extra mile to make people smile. She later said, one day I was in the ICU. She kissed me on the forehead. She said, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. And I never saw her again. And the husband, Jack, says, psychologically, it destroyed all of us. When someone knocks on your door, now you don't want to answer it because you're worried it's someone from children and families. You don't want your child to play a sport because if they get hurt, where am I going to take them? So this is a $55 million lawsuit and in compensatory damages and $165 million in punitive damages. That's what they're suing for. So their attorney, the family's attorney, Greg Anderson, said, I watched the Kowalskis disintegrate and then try to move on without the linchpin, their wife and mother. Beata was a force of nature in taking care of the family. The depth of loss is beyond words. The attorney has been their attorney for the past 7 years and considers himself an extension of the family, living with the heavy weight of pending litigation and hope for the upcoming trial has affected Anderson and his own family. My 3 kids have literally not known what life is like without the Kowalski case, he said. Sally Smith talked about her decision to keep Maya from her family. She, along with her former employer, Sunco, settled a lawsuit with the Kowalskis for $2.5 million. I am not a horrible person whose goal in life is to disrupt families, Sally Smith said. I have spent my adult life attempting to serve children in my community. I wish our society did more to help struggling families, to provide... Hold on a minute. I've got a... Oh, no. Hold on a minute. Oh. That's not good. Okay. To do more to provide safe, nurturing homes to their children. I'm not a big proponent of punitive approaches for such families, contrary to media portrayals about me. And she said about her subspecialty, I wish that people who seek to vilify child abuse pediatricians would somehow find the critical knowledge, tools, and framework to better understand and represent the tremendous challenges these children and their families and caretakers present for our society and for physicians. Okay, I don't know. So she's not taking ketamine now. And she's doing well. I don't know. It's a very, very strange case. I need to hear more evidence against the mother to understand why the suspected can't just... Yeah, I agree, Nona May. That's why if you want to come watch the documentary tonight, you can come in to the Zoom and we're going to watch it. Hello, Aunt Linda. I don't know. It's just, there's so many things that are just weird. Like, I don't know what. I don't know. Okay, so let me get to something else. Okay. Okay, this is interesting news. So listen to this one. A key defendant has been dropped in connection to the case against Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital, made widely known by the Netflix documentary Take Care of Maya. The Kowalski family filed a $200 million lawsuit claiming the actions of doctors, the Department of Children and Families, and Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital pushed Maya's mother to take her own life. My mom died, and I will never get to see her again, ever, Maya Kowloski can be heard saying during a deposition in the Netflix documentary Take Care of Maya. Court documents show that on the third day of jury selection, the family dropped charges against DCF worker Catherine Beatty, who was the main focus of the Netflix documentary. So now you have to know that the main focus of the Netflix documentary, the family dropped the charges on her. The family's attorney reportedly described the decision as a walk-away agreement, which means the family chose to drop the suit against Catherine while continuing to sue the hospital. That's weird, right? According to the Sarasota Herald Tribune, the decision to drop Catherine was purely tactical, claiming it would be hard to otherwise select a jury. The woman no longer works for DCF Suncoast Center, and the family already settled with the organization along with child abuse pediatrician Dr. Sally Smith, who also worked for the Suncoast Center. Ketamine is an anesthetic that reduces sensation and can have hallucinogenic effects. It is sometimes abused recreationally and in high doses. It can induce coma or even death. When Maya's mother insisted the hospital give her daughter ketamine, hospital staff were alarmed and phoned in a report to Child Abuse Hotline. They suspected Beata, who was a registered nurse, was making her own daughter sick. While under investigation, a judge ordered Maya to be sheltered at the hospital. The child was not allowed to be discharged to her family or another treatment facility, and she could not see her mother. According to both the Netflix documentary and the lawsuit, Maya's CRPS physician confirmed her condition and course of treatment to Johns Hopkins staff, but they continued to press forward with a child abuse case against Maya Kowloski. After 87 days of no physical contact with her daughter, she took her own life. The hospital's defense is expected to center on how the hospital employees are mandatory reporters, meaning that they're required by state law to call the abuse hotline if they have reasonable cause to suspect child abuse. The hospital twice reported Maya's mother to the hotline, but allegations of medical child abuse were never proven. Our first responsibility is always to the child brought into us for care, a spokesperson from Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital wrote in a statement. It is DCF and a judge, not Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital, that investigates the situation and makes the ultimate decision about what course of action is in the best interest of the child. So tomorrow they're going to have their first witnesses. They've already settled with that other doctor for $2.5 million. Now they're suing for $200 million. Let me see here. Here's something else about the mother, okay? It says that the Kowalski family claims the actions of doctors in the Department of Children and Family Services and Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital pushed the mother of a 9-year-old girl to take her own life, and they filed that $200 million lawsuit against the medical center. Maya was falsely imprisoned and battered. She was denied communication with her family, says the family's attorney. From their doctor's point of view, those doctors in the ER in the hospital views Beata was crazy, and they thought she was going to try to hurt her daughter. Then explain why Maya did not come in with a bruise, bump, cut, scrape, any bad medical tests, said the family's lawyer. I heard that today. They said that in, did I read that today or did I? I heard that somewhere today. According to the Kowalskis, Maya's father rushed her to the emergency room at Johns Hopkins in October of 2016 because she was having an intense flare-up of pain. While at the hospital, Maya's mother, Maya Kowloski, insisted the hospital give her daughter ketamine. Her persistence alarmed hospital staff, and they called in a report to the child abuse hotline. When the hospital's attorney began his opening statements, he noted that several hospital staffers believed Maya Kowloski suffered from Munchausen syndrome by proxy, and they were trying to protect Maya. Okay, a judge ordered Maya to be sheltered at the hospital while the child abuse allegations were being investigated. The child was not allowed to be discharged to her family or another treatment facility and could not see her mother. Jurors will ultimately have to decide whether what happened to the Kowalski's family could have been prevented, and if the hospital's actions pushed Beata Kowalski to take her own life. We ask in this case for you to consider not only compensatory damages to try to make them whole for these terrible things, but also punitive damages to deter them, to punish them, and to deter this type of behavior in the future. The family already settled with DCF Suncoast Center and child abuse pediatrician Dr. Sally Smith, who once worked at the center but is no longer employed by the organization. The trial is expected to last about 2 months. Wow, really? That's crazy. Okay, let me go back to where you guys are. So yeah, I mean, we'll put the documentary on and see what it's like. Hey, Carolyn P., how are you? It seems to me what happened in court today, that the prosecutor doesn't have his act together if he's discussing evidence with the judge defense about which to disclose. Yeah, and they also said something about like how, well, they needed time to get their stuff together for tomorrow. It doesn't sound like they're prepared. And you know what? Part of being a really good prosecutor is being able to take these facts that supposedly the jury hasn't heard and make it a really, really compelling story. Okay, you've got to be a storyteller. You've got to paint this picture. Just don't feel he had that passion. You know, he didn't have me, you know, like my I don't know. He just, some prosecutors have it and some don't. He didn't. He told the story, but it wasn't that way. Do we know where the case is it's on, there's many networks that have it on there. Yeah, cameras are there. Yeah, you can watch it on. It's on everything. It's on everything. Even the like local Fox stations and stuff have it on. It's all over. Just look for the Take Care of Maya trial. It's streaming all over. Multiple news channels and the court channels. He is not a good storyteller. Exactly, Barb. Okay, you got to feel that too. He was all over the place today. Yeah, and then he'd be like, okay, wait a minute. Let me go back there, right? Wait a minute. I know. And I mean, I was walking and I was thinking like, what, you know, but anyway, I don't know. You know, at what... Then really, let's just say, if you look at this case really for what it is, right? So, I don't know. There's a lot of situations like, I'm not sure. I'm not gonna say any more about it until I watch the documentary. But you have to remember now that they said that one of their focuses on that documentary they dropped the charges on. So that's going to be a little bit weird to watch that like that, isn't it? We also have news on Alex Murdaugh. And we watched that documentary last night, too, that new documentary. So anyway, Alex admitted to the South Carolina court to 22 federal financial crimes that date back 10 years. Murdaugh appeared in court and confessed to stealing $9 million from his former clients and law firm. He only pled guilty to crimes that transpired between 2011 and 2021. But federal authorities believe he has defrauded people as early as 2005. And I quote, this is what he said: "I want to take responsibility for my actions. I want my son Buster Murdaugh to see that I am taking responsibility. It is my hope that by taking responsibility, that the people I have hurt will begin to heal." Sentencing will occur at a later date. In regard to the state's charges against him, Murdaugh is scheduled to stand trial on November 27th. Yep. Okay. Let me do this. Okay. And then, let's see what else is going on out there. I feel like I'm getting a headache again. Oh, boy. Oh my gosh, sickening stuff. Okay, so what else do we have? Body found wrapped in carpet in a drainage ditch amid search for missing mom. This is like really the best photo they could have got of the missing mom. Oh my goodness, it says Oklahoma police have confirmed that a body was discovered amid a search for a woman who vanished last week. The body was found wrapped in carpet in a drainage ditch in Pottawatomie County. The body could be connected to Michaela Faye Miav Byers, who was last seen voluntarily getting into a white Chevy extended cab pickup on Friday. Her mother said it's not like her to disappear. Her phone pinged within 3 miles of her home. Anyone with information regarding this should call the Pottawatomie County Sheriff's Office, 405-273-1727. That doesn't sound good. Okay. Okay. And there was one other thing. That football player that, remember the one whose mother was killed and the football player wasn't, there's some more information on that. I think I'm going to have to take something from my head. Okay. There we go. Former NFL player who police say is missing after his mother was found murdered in a creek behind her house appears to be posting bizarre videos on social media. Maywood police say they are aware of the videos and they're trying to authenticate them. Family members reported Brown and his mother, 73-year-old Murdaugh Brown, missing on Saturday when they were unable to contact them. Police later found Murdaugh Brown dead in a creek behind her home with multiple injuries due to assault, but they did not find her son who lived with her. Police have not named Brown, 35, as a suspect in his mother's death, but they say they would like to speak to him. A person who strongly resembles Brown posted a rambling Instagram story earlier this week, tagged in Mexico, in which he talked about the FBI and the Maywood police. A few hours later, he posted another Instagram story, and he tagged Sydney, Australia, showing characters from the movie Finding Nemo. In an earlier video, he called the death of his mother fake news and blamed the FBI. In that video, he said he thought his mother was on vacation in the Mexican state of Sinaloa. The post was initially tagged in Mexico, but was deleted and reposted on another of his accounts without the location. He also said he was kidnapped twice by Mayfield police. In one of the recent videos, he walks around shirtless, singing the Drake song Legend. He was signed by 5 teams across 7 seasons in the NFL between 2010 and 2016. And I need 2 Advil here because I'm going to let this get out of control. Hold on a second. Oh, gosh. So, where's my Advil? I'm getting like a head rush too. That's not good. Is my Advil? Here you are. Okay. Hang on a second. Okay. All right. Okay. And let's see if there's anything else we want to go over. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, I wanted to just go over a couple of things about Ruby Franke. Ruby over there. So, when the police responded to Ivan's Utah home of Jody Hildebrand to investigate reports of child abuse, they found an emaciated 12-year-old victim who told police that Jody Hildebrand tied them up with rope and put cayenne pepper in their wounds. Hold on a minute. The victim informed officers that Jody put the ropes on their ankles and wrists and that they used cayenne pepper and honey to dress the wounds. And this is from the August 31 search warrants from the Santa Clara Ivans Police Department. Ruby Franke, mother, and Hildebrand were arrested that day and later charged with 6 counts of aggravated child abuse. The warrants are giving a new insight into the police response on the day that both women were arrested. According to these warrants, oh my gosh, hold on a minute, stop it. Get off of here. The child was tied to the ground with rope, had cayenne pepper and honey paste smeared in their wounds, and duct tape was used to both bind the child and dress the lacerations, because that's what you would want to put on a laceration, duct tape, right? Police also found 2 sets of handcuffs, rope, and duct tape in Jody Hildebrand's home. Police were first called after the child escaped the Hildebrands' home, climbing through a window and walking over to a neighbor to ask for help. He was thirsty, hungry, and emaciated, according to the neighbor who called 911. When officers arrived, they observed the wounds and the malnourishment to be severe, and he was transported to the St. George Regional Hospital. The child told medical personnel and police that his wounds were from the rope that was used to tie him to the ground. It was Jody, described by the child, who put the rope around the ankles and wrists and used the cayenne pepper and honey to dress the wounds. The child also told officers that a 10-year-old and 14-year-old sibling were in the house when he escaped. During the sweep, officers located one juvenile who was reluctant to speak to officers. The other juvenile has not been located. 4 of Franke's youngest children were taken into the state's custody. Hildebrand requested a lawyer and declined to talk to officers, but when police searched her home, they found 2 used medical gauze dressings near a cayenne pepper and honey paste. In the documents, officers write that Franke left her 3 children in the care of Jody Hildebrand. Officers also seized 3 iPhones and 5 Mac computers from the house. After her arrest, Hildebrand's attorney claimed she experienced a life-threatening medical issue, resulting in her hospitalization for several days. It's unclear exactly what the medical issue is. Both women were scheduled to appear in court on Monday, but the hearing was moved to a date after October 5th because attorneys said there was additional time needed to review copious amounts of discovery. Each count of child abuse carries a maximum penalty of 15 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. Now, hang on a minute. There's something else I want to touch on here. Hang on. Okay. Where did I just see that? Okay, I want to see this. Something about Ruby's attorney. What the heck? Sorry guys, okay. See this. All right, let me see. This is what I want to see. Okay, so Ruby, Franke's attorney, expects her to be incarcerated for the foreseeable future, saying, and I quote, "My client is incarcerated, and that looks like it's going to continue for the foreseeable future," Lamar Winward said. He expects his client to be incarcerated for a while, as a hearing to address her custody status was delayed on Monday. Okay, let's see. Ruby Franke appeared virtually Monday morning in the 4th District Juvenile Court in Provo, hours before a hearing in St. George was scheduled in her criminal case. A document was filed in her case Monday asking to continue the hearing in that case until after October 5th. The motion said attorneys agreed during a phone conversation on Sunday that additional time is needed to review the copious amounts of discovery. Okay, let's see. At the Provo hearing Monday, Judge Bazell talked about a pending motion to seal the case, which has been agreed to by all the attorneys. Ruby Franke's husband, Kevin Franke, was at the courthouse with his attorney. Bazell expressed a desire to only speak about scheduling and procedural issues during the case, citing a motion that had been filed to close the case to the public. She asked attorneys to be careful about what is said in court while that motion is pending. Virginia Blanchard, who represents the children in the case, said the case deals with sensitive issues involving children, and she filed the motion to seal the case. Not sealing the case is fundamentally unfair to them. It's contrary to their best interest, and it's being tried on the world stage as we speak. Bazell said she wants to consider other viewpoints and noted that there were multiple media representatives in the room, but agreed that dealing with children is sometimes sensitive. Bazell asked Sherry Franke, Ruby's oldest daughter, who was at this hearing with an attorney, to file a motion weighing in on the request to seal the case, which would prevent her from attending future hearings. "I'd like to know your perspective so I can weigh that in," Bazell said. Kevin Franke's attorney, Randy Kester, said he would file a brief regarding his client's ability to speak about issues in the case without disclosing what happens in court if the case is closed. Attorneys confirmed mediation had occurred last week in the juvenile case. Mediation, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm losing it today. And another mediation was scheduled Monday for October 11th. After that mediation, a pretrial will be held on October 17th to discuss what will happen next in the juvenile court case. The judge agreed to a protective order that would limit the mediation to only parties in the case and their attorneys and restrict streaming or recording. She said this order will expedite the mediation process. "This case is not a typical case," she said. The hearing on October 17th is set to occur in person, and the judge said the court will prepare a transportation order for Ruby Franke to be transported from jail. The hearing will be public unless the judge grants the motion to seal the case. Okay. Put this over here. All right. And go over here real quick. So what happened here? Oh. All right. Anything else? Let me see. Let me just check it out. California mom of 3. What happened here? Oh my goodness, when did this happen? Wow, what is this? It says a 28-year-old mother of 3 was stabbed to death earlier this week after she asked a couple who were using drugs near her children's bedroom window to move, according to her husband. The Hemet Police Department said the incident occurred just after midnight on Monday. Authorities have announced no arrests in the case as of Thursday, and an investigation into the matter remains ongoing. The victim was identified by her family as Shauna Weems. She was looking out for her kids. That's all she was doing, says her husband. Cody said what had begun is Shauna stepping outside to ask the couple to move their trailer away from where their young children, ages 5, 6, and 7, were sleeping, quickly escalated into an argument. Shauna, a care provider to people with special needs, was described by Cody as the most caring, loving, outgoing, down-to-earth person I've ever met in my life. She was such a good woman. GoFundMe page has been set up for Cody, and his children described her death as a senseless homicide. Cody said, just get the person that did it behind bars and serve justice. That is all I want. I don't want anything else. Okay, that sounds a little bit strange. Does anybody think that sounds a little bit strange? Like that, I'm sorry. Could that be a way that someone could do something and just blame it on some transient people that nobody can find now? I don't know. I'm just saying. Sounds weird. It's a horrible tragedy. A woman's dead, but are we hearing the facts? Or a cover-up? I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep following it. Why wouldn't he go out there? How come he didn't say, he seemed to know the details of what happened, but was he out there? Something's not adding up for me. Sorry. Something's not adding up. And let's see what else is going on. Okay, so we've got this guy over here, Brian Lee Zisler. 67-year-old man in Ohio may spend the remainder of his days behind bars after admitting to killing his wife, laying in wait inside the home before shooting her multiple times. The Hancock County Court of Common Pleas Judge Jonathan P. Starn on Wednesday ordered Brian Lee Zisler to serve a sentence of 15 years to life in prison for the murder of his 59-year-old wife of 14 years, Sherry Lynn Zisler. So she was 59, he was 67. Okay. Press release from the Hancock County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to an emergency call on November 15, 2021, at a residence in the 16,000 block of TR 205. The call, Zisler told the emergency dispatcher that his wife was deceased. "What makes you think your wife is deceased?" the dispatcher asks on the other end of the line. "Well, she's stiff. There's blood on the floor. I'll talk to the deputies when they get here," Zisler can be heard saying in a calm and steady voice. Asked if she was sick or suicidal, Zisler responded, "I don't know," then explained his version of events. "When I got up this morning to go to the bathroom, I found her laying in the bedroom on the floor. I haven't touched anything." He added that the couple's shotgun was on the floor in the dining room and his wife's shirt had been pulled up and over her head. He also said that he had not heard anything out of the ordinary throughout the night. "When I woke up, our front door was standing wide open. The back door was wide open. I've got cats. I have no idea where all my cats are." Once there, first responders found Sherry Lynn Zisler dead from what appeared to be multiple gunshot wounds. The department immediately said it was investigating the shooting as a suspicious death. An autopsy determined that Zisler's wife's manner of death was a homicide, and the cause of death was 6 gunshot wounds that caused her to bleed out within minutes. The bullets were determined to have been fired from a handgun registered to Zisler, reportedly found near his wife's body. Police arrested Brian Zisler on November 22, 2021, and they charged him with his wife's murder. After initially denying involvement in his wife's death, Zisler on Friday pled guilty to 1 count of murder. Police responding to the 911 call noticed blood on Zisler's shoe, which when tested came back as a positive DNA match for his wife. And when asked where the blood came from, Zisler reportedly claimed that it was blood of an opossum he had killed with a crowbar. Wow. Security footage of Zisler's home showed Zisler exhibiting very suspicious behavior 2 days before his wife's death. The defendant was drinking, and at approximately 8:22 p.m., the defendant is seen looking out the window near the front door, awaiting his wife's return, while hiding a handgun in his right hand down by his side. Prosecutors wrote that in the court documents. Further, as Sherry approaches the door, the defendant is seen quickly hiding the handgun. Wow. Okay. Well. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me put this and get over here. I want to do one more thing. Hang on. Okay. Adrian Salvatore Lewis is a Virginia man on trial for the death of his long and still missing wife. Was allegedly cheating on her for years, said a witness in court on Wednesday morning, the day before jurors heard testimony that the defendant believed his wife was cheating on him and had often threatened to kill her over her suspected infidelity. Shanita Ure Lewis, 35, was last seen by family and friends on July 17th, 2022. According to the Newport News Police Department, on July 18, 2022, she was reported missing and believed to be in extreme danger by the Virginia State Police. The same day, her husband, Adrian Lewis, 50, bought a ticket to Jamaica. On July 19, 2022, Lewis was charged with 1 count each of murder in the first degree and use of a firearm in commission of a felony in connection with his wife's disappearance. She is presumed dead, though her body has yet to be found. He was arrested around 4:15 a.m. the day before at Washington Dulles International Airport near the departure gate for a flight headed to Montego Bay. Okay, let's see here. She was part of our 8 o'clock worship, said the Baptist Church pastor Dwight Riddick, in the immediate aftermath of the beloved parishioner's disappearance. As I understand it, she left to go home to get her 2 sons and bring them back to the next worship service, but she did not return to the next worship service. On Tuesday, Riddick testified in court about the defendant's alleged anger toward his wife, even after she was gone. The pastor told the jury that the court that sometime after Uri Lewis went missing, he got a phone call from her husband, and during that call, Riddick said, Lewis said of his wife, "I just hope she rots in hell." Other witnesses testified about claims the defendant repeatedly made about his wife's presumed but never proven adultery. Mitchell Foreman, a church friend of the couple's, said that around 2 weeks before Uri Lewis went missing, she expressed a desire to obtain a divorce. A few days after that, Lewis rationalized the looming breakup by insisting that she must be cheating on him and allegedly told Foreman, "I can't let her walk away from this." Tiffany Foreman, Mitchell Foreman's wife, also testified on Tuesday. She said her friend of 30-plus years had told her she was going to get a divorce from Lewis 5 days before she vanished. Making his own cheating suspicions a matter of public record was allegedly nothing new for Lewis. In December of 2022 pretrial hearing, Mitchell Foreman testified that during a 2021 Christmas party, the defendant told several people he would kill his wife if she ever cheated on him. Also at that holiday gathering, Lewis allegedly admitted to his adulterous ways. Mitchell Foreman said he lectured the accused killer. "You can't expect her to be faithful if you're cheating on her," the mutual friend said he told the defendant, and Lewis responded, "I'm from the street, and I handle things the street way." On Wednesday morning, Tanika Davis testified that she and Lewis had an on-again, off-again sexual relationship for years during the marriage between the defendant and his alleged victim. In early July 2022, Davis told jurors that Lewis told her he would hurt his wife if he ever caught her cheating. Davis said Lewis even showed up drunk at her own house that month looking for his wife with a gun, and after being sent home, texted Davis the next day, "You saved her for a night, but if she don't act right tonight, she's done." On the day Uri Lewis disappeared, Lewis called Davis and told her, "I did it." The defendant's former lover testified when Davis asked what he had done, Lewis allegedly said, "Nothing, I'm just playing." Wow, okay. Crazy. let me get this. Okay, so what time is it? It's 12:33. 12:33 and me. Hang on one little second. One little second. Fix something? Oh, come on. Okay. So, let me go over here. There we go. And there you guys hopefully are. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. You giving me seconds? Hey, Pi May. How are you? So, let me take a poll about that Maya documentary, okay? Start a poll. I will. I will. Oh, I've got to show you something. I've got to show you something too. It's on my Instagram page, but I'll show it to you in person. What am I looking for? Poll, right? Okay, you can start on that poll. I'm going to get something to show you. Just one moment, please. I'll be right there. Okay, so here's a little story. I used to have... Okay, so Ray and I always planted sunflowers, and they were one of his favorite flowers. He could grow anything. But I had purple asters for a while out front, and then they weren't out front anymore. And so I bought some and put them in the back, and I swore that I bought them 2 years ago, and last year they didn't come up again. And then this year, they're up. The purple asters, and then I grew the sunflowers. These are little sunflowers that I grew from seed, and then these are another type of sunflower that I grew from seed, and these are the asters that came up, which I think is after like 2 years. And you can see them really nice on my Instagram page. Let me just pull that picture up because Instagram. Yeah, this is a better one. Okay, so I wanted to show you that. Alrighty. No, I don't know where you guys went. Where'd you guys go? Where did you guys go? Here you are. Okay. Hello, Sassy. Thank you. No, I don't have any. Sorry, Sassy. Sorry, Sassy. Do you have any? Thank you, Barb. So yeah, I love gardening. I love planting stuff. I got to transplant a bunch of pineapples and stuff. It's because I don't even want to say it that it's going to get cold soon and all the plants are going to have to come in. I'm not going to do that. Thank you, Sherry. Lakers colors, yeah. They're also Jimi Hendrix colors, purple and yellow. Purple, yeah, purple and gold. Okay. But anyway, what else do I have to say? What else did I have to say? We're just going to discuss, I don't know where we're going to discuss something. So does anybody, oh, we have to look at the poll. So right now, the yeses have it. The yeses have it. I don't know if there's anything else that I wanted to say. I would have rather had, oh, what? What? What is Jeanette? Jeanette's off a rocker in there? Jeanette, what's going on? Oh boy. Jeanette. Today is the first day of fall. Oh gosh. Summer's officially over, Barb Olson. Is that what you're telling me? Stop. Sad, because it's always like, when is the last day you'll go swimming? And like, when is it? And it really was. I really missed my last day to go swimming because I was having a heat stroke at that other lake. The sacrifices we make for our kids. There was a horrible bus accident today carrying a band, a school band, a high school band, I believe it was a high school band, from Long Island to Pennsylvania. And there was at least one confirmed dead. Let me see what happened on that. It's all over the news. It was Farmingdale High School marching band bus crash. Over 40 injured in a rollover crash of the bus carrying students in, I believe it happened, let me see, right up, see where it was. In New York State Thursday afternoon. It was all over our TV, and I can't stand it because our kids have to, tomorrow they get bussed all over for these meets. It makes me nuts. 5 students were in critical condition after the bus crash, which was transporting 40 students and 4 adults from Long Island's Farmingdale School District, fell down a 50-foot ravine. Oh my gosh. We have families, we have a school district, a county, indeed an entire state that is grieving at this time. The deadly accident happened at about 1:15 p.m. on Interstate 84 in Wawayanda, about 75 miles northwest of New York City. Gina Pelletieri, 43, of Massapequa, and Beatrice Ferrari, 77, of Farmingdale, died in the crash, which may have happened because of a faulty front tire. She stressed the findings were preliminary. The National Transportation Safety Board, in coordination with the New York State Police, will investigate. Here's a picture of... It's horrible. Pelletieri was the band director, and Ferrari was a chaperone and the heart and soul of our marching band program, the Farmingdale School District said in a letter that was sent to parents. Ferrari was a teacher for 36 years, 32 of which she spent in Farmingdale High School, and her 10th grade Globe Studies class was across the hall from the band room, her daughter, Dr. Angela Ferrari Alderi, said. So she was hang on a minute. 77. We have a football coach at our school, so they is in 80s. He taught history up until last year. It's crazy. Ferrari and Pelletieri became friends, and when another teacher retired, she was asked to become a band camp chaperone and accepted. My mom was like this grandma, and the kids were able to feel comfortable and feel good talking to her, said her daughter. She became Grandma B. Edward Hoschler, a parent at the Farmingdale High School, of a Farmingdale High School junior who rode in another bus headed to the band camp, was emotional when he described learning his daughter was okay. Hoschler was a chaperone and met his daughter at the Reunification Center Thursday. To see her face, it's nothing a parent wants to go through, he said, his voice cracking. Once you see that they're okay, then you just immediately think everyone else, the people who were on that bus. Hoschler said not knowing whether his daughter was on that bus that crashed stunned him. It's just surreal, he said. It's just kind of numb. It hits you later on, like initially it doesn't register. Hoschler said the weekend trip is an annual event students and parents look forward to. About 300 students plan to attend. Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman struggled to make sense of how a joyous event could turn grim so quickly. The one advice I can give anybody tonight is hug your children very tight. Life is precious. Our kids started out today thinking they were going to have a wonderful weekend with their friends. School is open on Friday and counselors will be available at the school district. Hang on 1 second here. Okay. Let's see. Not on the right one. Over here's the right one. It's not letting me get back to you guys, so I can't see the live chat yet. I cannot see the live chat yet. Okay. This is crazy. I can't get back to the freaking live chat. Well, you know what? You want to know something? We have to have a giveaway. You want to know something? We have to have a giveaway. To figure out the details. I think I'll just probably just put a Rafflecopter thing for something for you guys to enter. And it'll be for members for a coach, for a brand new, genuine coach wristlet. Uh-oh, just dropped something out of there. So yes, that's what I have to work on, making our giveaway for this, and then I'm supposed to have another one. What did I just, something's like, just went like, I don't know what went on there. Oh, I know what it is. It's the little freaking security beep, that thing. I'll have to think of that. Is that in it? Okay. All right. Now let me see if I can get back to the chat. Oh, I could have, and it just closed up on itself, so I have to open it up again. That's great. Oh my gosh. Crazy. Now I'm waiting for it to open. I'm not going to touch anything. I'm not touching anything. I have to get more memory for my computer. I've also got to color my hair. Very nice. Oh my goodness. This is insanity. Here we go. Content, live. Okay, Carolyn, go in there. Now I'm like Margot talking to myself in the third person. Alright, so the yeas have it about the watching the documentary. So we'll end that. And hi Linda, hello Sharon, White Angel. Let's see. Hi Adventures with Beth. What, Beth? Are you talking about a loss for words, numb? It doesn't feel like summer is over here. You still have roses. Oh, I don't want to feel like summer is over either, but stop. Please. You were in crisis mode today? You were in crisis mode all day? Why? What happened in crisis mode? What did I miss? What's with the crisis mode? Carolyn, sweet Evie got back to me. Yeah, I told her. She said she would. Evie's good peeps, White Angel. Evie's real good peeps. She's a good friend of mine. A real life friend of mine, okay? I've met her in person. I've known her for a long, long time. She was right there for me when I lost my son. She's always been there for me, and I've met her in person. We've gone on adventures together. She's rescued me from my shelling adventures. She was the only one, White Angel, the only one who continuously walked out to meet me when I would be coming back in the dark carrying loads and loads of shells. And she would help me with that. She's a good soul. She's got a lot going on in her life. She hasn't had an easy life. She lost a daughter too, and she has her challenges, so, but she's a good person. Very good. You'll tell me later? Okay. And speaking of Evie, I think you sent me the thing and you didn't bill me for it. Evie, please bill me. All right, so I guess, I don't know, what should we do? I think we should probably do the word game and then let us go watch the documentary. And that was from Ruff. Are you serious? I didn't know that. Are you talking about that little like tray thing for miniatures? That was from Ruff? I had no idea. Oh my goodness, Ruff must think I'm not nice because I didn't know that Ruff got me that. Yes, Evie does strike me as a genuine, down-to-earth person. She is. You're lucky to have a good friend like Evie. I am lucky to have a good friend like Evie. Evie. Remember that, Evie? Evie. I followed Evie around the beach house calling her name. Evie. Yes. And then I put the puppet on her at the place. Okay. No, that was a pineapple. I don't know then. Evie, you didn't... what do you mean it was a pineapple? I'm so lost, Evie. So then... Okay, Evie, wait. Okay. Never mind. No, okay, so I did thank Ruff for the pineapple. I forgot about the pineapple, but you've got to bill me for the other thing. You have to bill me for the other thing. I thought I got the other thing. Okay, never mind, Evie. Never mind. It was a pineapple. A pineapple. I have to go through some yearbooks and show you these yearbooks of the women's college back in the day. It's very interesting. Maybe I'll do an ASMR one where you don't talk, you whisper. You look forward to meeting us? Are you going to go on the celebration, White Angel? Are you going to go on the celebration? Oh, you have to send me. Well, you have to bill me for the wood thingy. Okay, Marco. Oh my gosh. Evie. All right, let's do the word. The word conglomeration, because people want to go watch the documentary, and if I'm gonna remain upright for it. Okay. You forgot about that, Evie? I thought that's what was in this box, Evie. Oh my goodness. And you got your big mammoth stuff all square, right? Okay, let's go to the event. It's going to be the daily puzzle. Let's go, baby. Oh, it's a big one. Okay, let's see. One away. Oh, I got it there. Okay, 4-letter word. What about... Nope, what about... Oh, one away. Oh, let me see here. Oh, what about that? That's the one. That's the one. All right, and now we're over here. Okay, let's see. Well, I know the one on top end now is, right? So anyway, that documentary, it has a lot about Blanca in the first episode. It's pretty interesting. I only made it through the first episode and a half. Already did that one, okay. Okay. Okay, we got all the 3 letters now. And it would have to be okay. Now over here. All right. Okay, let me see. There we go. And then Do we have seeds? No, we can't produce seeds. We have fees. So it's got to be an F. It's got to be an FE. FE. F E E. There we go. Okay. I've done it all myself so far. Oh, except I think Beth, I saw Beth's, I turned and I saw that word. Seed. Alright, let me see here now. Okay, one more. Let's see. It's got to begin with T. We did it. We did it. Now let's just see where we are with the home. What is it? We already have coal up here. Got to get this one. This has been like a 2-day thing. Oh my gosh, what was it? I don't even know what it was. I didn't even see what it was. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, let's see. What's going on? Why did I lose my live chat? Croon. Very good. High 61. Hi, Julie. Good adventures with Ben. Okay, very good. Very good, Sharon. Julie, did you get a bunch of stuff from me? Okay, D-I-N-E, dine. Ginned it up. I don't know. Okay. Okay, I did that one. I didn't see you guys at all. I couldn't even see the live chat. Oh, special level. Okay. Hey. Hey. Oh, let's see. One more, let's see. Oh, I know, denim. Denim. All right, one more game and then we'll go. Oh, shin. 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 Okay, and one more would be huh. Sofa. Okay, all right, I'll call it quits because we're not gonna sit here all night. I've got to make a new Zoom, so hold on. My goodness, hold on, where's my old Zoom? Over here. Bye, over here with the Zoom. I'm coming right back, don't worry. New. Okay. I'm going to end the other one. I am. Invite. Copy invite. I'm going to put this up for... Oh, shoot. Come on, get it down. Getting hungry now all of a sudden. I don't know why. All right, let me go over here. Going to go to put this in. I have to make a members post. A members post. A members post. And then I'll do a Patreon. Create post. Create post. Post. Documentary night. It's the documentary night. Whoopsie. Okay. And this is going. Nope. Oh shoot! Don't change me! Don't change me! Don't you? My stomach is now crumbling because I'm hungry. Okay, so that's there. Now let me do the Patreon. My thing to make my post. Come on. Okay, that's done. Take that down. Oh, congratulations on the new grandbaby, Ruff. Very cute. Oh, great grandbaby. I'm sorry. I missed. What's the name? I missed the name. Brindley. Very nice. Hey, Painted Black is here. I had a red door and I wanted Painted Black. Hi, Painted Black. Hello. Okay. Hi. Hi. Painted Black, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Hi.
Ma'am, don't call you ma'am. Oh, boy. Okay, Margot's here. You can call her ma'am. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Oh. There's
Hi.
Hi, Margot. Hang on a minute. Oh, people are coming in like crazy. I'm trying to get back to the chat. 1 second, people at the door. 1 second. Okay, there we go. So, Sharon says good night. Okay, it's a view. Okay, everybody, calm down. Just calm it down. I'm answering the door as quickly as I can. Calm down. All right. Are you coming in, Sharon? Sharon, are you coming in? Don't call my friend ma'am. You better be talking about me, Sharon. Is Sharon coming in?
Gotta tell us about her crisis.
I know. I didn't hear she had a crisis. We're going to have to hear about her crisis. Okay, everybody in the chat, you can come in. If you don't see the member post or the Patreon post for some reason, and you're a member of Patreon, you can email me and I will give you the link. All right, but thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow and have a good night. Is Barb coming? Barbie coming for the documentary? We'll see you tomorrow. Everybody take it easy. Be good. Stay well, be kind. Love you guys. God bless. I'm gonna get